أهلا وسهلا يا رمضان شهر التوبة والغفران مرحبا بك رمضان رمضان شهر الذكر والإحسان.
Pillar number 2 that we don't build very well is actually the location. Every act has a location, to the extent that sometimes you enter into certain locations and certain act will come into your mind, or you enter into certain locations and even when certain act, certain channels of your senses, if they are activated, you are able to tell yourself that this is not the right environment. For example, if you are in the mosque, you open your phone and you see a message that has pornographic images. You tell yourself completely that subhanallah, this is inside the mosque. So you need to close it. For example, on the sports stadium yesterday, if you went there with the Quran, when you open the Quran, you can't concentrate. Why? The location. The location. Now, location of an act helps in building that particular act into a habit. If you continue to do one thing at the same place, then that particular act will help get converted. The location will help get the act converted into a behavior. Act is so important. Location is so important in building a habit that Allah Azza wa Jal says, Ayyaman ma'dudat.
أياما معدودات فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر وعلى الذين يطيقونه فدية طعام مسكين فمن تطوع خيرا فهو خير له وأن تصوموا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون.
Now Allah says that فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيدًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ. And if there is someone among you who is sick, or he is on a different journey, from the neuro-linguistic point of view, when you are going to build a habit and one pillar is spoiled, it is difficult for you to continue to convert that act into a habit. So, number one pillar, which is the state, is disorganized and distorted. فَمَنْ كَانَ مِنْكُمْ مَرِيدًا. When you are sick. When you are sick, your state and mood in doing everything is distorted. And if you struggle in that sickness to build a mood for a particular act, you can't regain that mood because that is a distorted mood in sickness. You can't force yourself to be sick again. So, because the state is distorted, that's number one. Ala suffering, or when you are on journey, then the location is distorted. So for you to build a habit out of that particular act, it becomes difficult. To build a habit, you need to have a stable state. To build a habit, you need to have a stable location. Then another very important, most important than all the other pillars is time. So Allah Azza wa Jal keeps on hammering on that one. Ayyaman ma'dudat. Ayyaman ma'dudat faman kana minkum maridan aw ala safarin fa'iddatun. There is no any excuse. If only you want to build a habit. For a habit to be built, as low as the habit of washing in students are formed within 26 the list of 26 days. When somebody's hand or leg is amputated in the hospital, for him to regain his senses and then readjust himself and know that I am in a different state now, I no longer have 2 legs or I no longer have 2 arms, it needs to take about 26 days, the minimum, to reorient the person. 30 days to reorient the person. 40 days to reorient the person, or maximum for the most difficult habit is 120 days to reorient. So my brothers, the time is so important. Ayyaman ma'dudat. The location is so important for man kana minkum maridan. The state is so important. Or ala safarin. The location is what? So important. But the most important thing that seek to be replaced is actually the time. The time. So my brothers, whatever act that you are seeking to develop into a habit, whatever habit that you are seeking to develop into a character, ensure that you plant that particular act on an independent, privately and individually controllable time of yourself.
أهلا وسهلا يا رمضان شهر التوبة والغفران مرحبا بك رمضان رمضان شهر الذكر والإحسان